What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here with your comprehensive strategy guide to the weird, wonderful world of Harley Davidson. Everything from Skirtsters to CVO Grandpa Glides will cover every single class and skill tree needed for you to go from brand new beefy boy all the way to legendary leather daddy. Step carefully though, traveler, for the path is treacherous, full of potholes and pitted chrome and 180-month high APR loans.
Sorry, Link. I can't give credit. Come back when you're a little, richer.
Never fear, for Shade Tree Surgeon is here to guide you through the winding path of all the Harley Davidson skill trees. This cycle of existence has a motor, and it's rolling on the wheels of Dharma. Like most journeys, yours probably begins at a crossroads, the crossroads of death and rebirth, aka buying a used Evo Sportster off of Craigslist.
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Now, maybe you helped little old ladies across the street in a previous life and you got to start out with a brand new Evo Sportster. Or maybe you drove 10 under in the left lane on your previous go-around and you got conned into buying a Street 500 by an ex-Metro PCS salesman at your local Harley Davidson dealership. I know not where your karmic wheel will land you on your journey, but seeing as there's no such thing as a brand new Evo Sportster anymore, you're probably starting out with some freshly minted Dynabros sloppy seconds. But now you have it. Your first Harley Davidson, your Sportster. Congratulations! You've taken the first step on the righteous path of the chrome potato. And while the roadmap of opportunities that's now laid before you may seem scary and intimidating, well, that's why I'm here to help lead you through it. The roads are dark and full of terrors. Everyone from half-blind septuagenarians to new age girls texting in their wind-powered cars will be aiming to set your soul free permanently. So the first thing you gotta do is grind some XP. Stay off the freeways and out of rush hour traffic. There's some legendary monsters out there that you don't have the hit power to tangle with yet. Wearing a backpack on your motorcycle definitely detracts some charisma points, but there's nothing like going back to the grocery store to pick up an item you forgot to help you get used to your machine. You can make coffee at home, of course, but there's a reason that motorcycles going on adventures to Starbucks is a meme.
I just want a cappuccino. Yeah. How much is that?
Because doing something normal with the addition of a motorcycle, no matter how mundane the task is, does make it a little bit of an adventure. And once you've reached the end of the beginner skill tree, which usually involves taking a ride to your barber shop and filling your helmet with itchy hair afterwards,
Yee-ass haircut you got.
you're ready for your first real challenge, bike night. You're all set, you're leveled up, you've checked off every single thing you saw on all the motorcycle commercials and all the cool guy Instagram reels. You are ready to go. Your 883 is waxed and so is your mustache, baby. They know your order when they see the color of your helmet at Starbucks nowadays, and your barber lets you park your 883 on the sidewalk. You've got your beginner skill tree maxed out. It's time to ride to the high school lunchroom that is your local bike night. Leather daddies, bagger bros, and dynaholics line the path. The gauntlet through which you must travel in order to claim your spot amongst the sea of leather and chrome. Your relatively low HP in this new and unfamiliar map puts you at tremendous risk for insta-death with zero chance at respawn. Getting to put down your kickstand and dropping your motorcycle or knocking over somebody else's bike, that can send you all the way back to your last save point at Ace of Fades, Barbary, minus all that XP you've been grinded and a hefty tax on your gold, too. Luckily, all those fetch quests you did paid off and you managed to park your hog without incident. Congratulations, you're now done with the tutorial section of the Harley Davidson skill tree. Now, with a plethora of different skill points and gold to spend, you walk around this hub world, observing all the different motorcycles and riders, deciding which path to take next. You can invest some of those skill points in charisma. The mini vendors will happily supply you with a pair of knockoff pit vipers, shirts proclaiming your love of riding and your disrespect for the opposite gender, and any number of leather items to decorate not only yourself, but also your loyal steed.
Cajitas wares, if You have coin.
But be cautious amongst these baubles, young beef boy, for even a low-level perception check can render them all useless. You may consider joining a guild, a stable and time-proven path to leveling up fast, but not without its dangers, and it can be quite rigid, closing off other paths down the way. Many a young squire o'beef is sorely tempted to dump all their skill points into upgrading their steed at their very first visit to the Bike Night hub world.
It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rubies.
Unless you've managed to acquire a fair bit of gold in your fetch quests, this upgrade will likely require the sacrifice of your sportster. Beware the wily merchants at Bike Night, for they are full of a low cunning. They will offer you but a pittance of gold for your sportster,
Your money or your life.
while dazzling you with the chance to ride home that very night on a dyno or a softail with no gold down.
Can I interest you in a payment plan?
Do as you will, young beef boy, but as your guide, I recommend that you invest your skill points into smithing. There is much insight to be gained from your sportster, and its upgrade slots are near infinite. While you might not get that instant white Oakley leather chap live to ride charisma boost, or the attack point upgrade of a big twin, maxing out the specialty trees of your sportster will have you leaving almost any other path that leaves your default weapon behind in the dust. If you've now chosen to invest your skill points into smithing, aka watching how-to videos on YouTube, you're now ready to spend some of that gold that you saved by not splurging on low buff items at Bike Night. New Exhaust is not only an easy way to gain XP, but also buffs charisma, intimidation, and survival. Unless your default weapon has fuel injection, before traveling any further on the smithing path, I recommend completing the specialty tree of carburetor tuning. It is a difficult tree to complete, to be sure, but all the gold saved from not having to visit the Guild of Carburetor Mages will be well worth it. Be careful though, young beef boy. We all know that YouTube is the magic toolbox, but we also know that magic is a sword with no hilt. The path of smithing is not without its pitfalls, and the excitement of installing a shiny new upgrade on your sportster can soon turn into a pit of despair. Stripped threads, sheared bolts, and improper tuning can drain your HP very quickly, and that'll leave you sitting at home alone instead of out riding your bike. And if you try to punch too high above your weight class, if you try to tackle something that is much beyond your skill level, well, let's just say you'll introduce your sportster's engine early to the concept of impermanence. Go slowly. Don't bite off more than you can chew. When it comes to making an upgrade to your sportster that's above your skill level, you should make an alliance with a higher level smith. If you roll a nat 20 for charisma, they can be lured to your lair with just the promises of mind-altering elixirs and potions instead of gold. And performing an upgrade with a higher level smith present and watching over you gives you double XP, so always try to do that when possible. As time goes on and you progress further, you'll find more and more quests opening up for you at your Bike Night hub world. Group raids, escort missions with comely passengers, PvP drag racing, and much more. Here, your investment of skill points into smithing will shine as you leave big twin riders who leveled up too early in the dust. The path of the unyielding sportster can go far should you choose to stay on it. The end of the way of the unyielding sportster is shrouded by the fog of war, but something beckons to you from deep within the ether. On this path, no matter where you stand on it, there will always be one sect that you will not be able to defeat. The glorious path of the endless horizon, the Jaegers of the wild hunt, the touring class. While these Goliath-class heavy cruisers will usually easily fall in a PvP drag race, be warned, young beef boy, because they can easily conceal incredibly high power levels. Get cocky on your upgraded sportster and you may very well find yourself being humbled by a half-ton of auxiliary lights and luggage with a Yeti in the cup holder, an old lady on the back, and 6 speakers blasting out Marvin Gaye's greatest hits. And while performance baggers wear it on their sleeves, don't let your guard down with any of them, because they're all starting with the same base. But it's not even PvP combat that makes them undefeatable. After completing dozens of raids around your home base, you'll find that long-distance quests are starting to come up on your mission board. Small, light, and agile, the Sportster is the perfect weapon for around town, but it lacks the required endurance points to be suitable on long quests. By all means, you can go ranging on a bike with a 2-gallon tank and a short-geared 5-speed gearbox, but we have finally reached a fork in the skill tree where it does make sense to invest in a different weapon. Some of the eager beavers who jumped into the Brotherhood of Dyna early will be rather smug because it's fairly easy for them to upgrade their motorcycles for long-distance quests. Of course, you could always upgrade to the Brotherhood of Dyna now and outfit yours the same way. There will always be some sly merchant out there willing to accept the trade of your loyal Sportster, but might I suggest a different path? The touring path of the endless horizon. The Gestalt Brotherhood of the Dyna. Both offer extremely rewarding skill trees that will allow you to accomplish almost anything on your quest for two-wheeled glory. From touring to drag racing to straight-up racing, you will not find many specialty paths that are closed off to you with either one of these choices. But I will remind you, the end of all paths is still shrouded in the fog of war. Might I suggest this to you, traveler? The Path of Twin Stars, a true dual-wielding class. It is difficult, it costs much gold, and neither one of your weapons will ever be as great and powerful as the single one your rivals bear. But by using your previously acquired skill points in smithing, you can acquire an older, used touring Harley Davidson model, somebody else's cast-off that needs work that you can now do. And maybe there's some things you can't do on it. It's new, it's different from your Sportster after all. Luckily, you've made alliances with master smiths, and with their help, you can make them almost as good as new. Maintaining two weapons, one of which needs restoration, will leave little gold to invest in attack power for your touring Harley Davidson. But like a sword and shield, you've still got your Sportster to do the aggressive stuff. And while a single focused weapon may outclass you in one single area, they'll never match your versatility. Dual wielding is not for everybody, but if the path of Twin Stars is followed to its end, the true reward is revealed once the fog of war is lifted. Remember now, traveler, cast your mind back to the beginning of your journey at a crossroads between rebirth and death. A loyal Sportster cast aside by the newly adept, only to be picked up by the postulant. You who did not cast aside this loyal companion who brought you so far, you now reap the reward, you now break the cycle.
スピードの出しすぎは事故のもとだぜ。
The true answer at the end of the path is now clear to you, where all others shall fail. Hard mode is now unlocked. Using all the skills, XP, alliances, and gold you've acquired over the years, you now forge your Sportster into its final form, a chopper. Just as all steel desires to be a sword, all Sportsters desire to ascend to the nirvana that is chopperdom. As you set out on your very first ride on your newly forged chopper, heading out to Ace of Fades for a trim. Back in the tutorial stage, this time on hard mode, you can see a new game laid before you. The trials of touring on this new machine, a creation of your own hands that requires constant smithing. The difficulty of negative agility points on treacherous terrain. The constant debuff of stamina and willpower. All these things, traveler, all things that you sought to fix, that you sought to end and stop with upgrades on your previous path. But now you have broken the cycle. Now you know, you truly understand what it means to win the game. To win the game, one must never win, but only keep on playing. Alright guys, thanks for sticking around for another weird one. One that will probably get like a quarter of the views that my normal videos get, but that's alright, I don't care. I make videos like this because sometimes I get an idea that flashes in my head, this time being the idea of like, what if Choppers was like a D&D game or like Elder Scrolls or something, but then also with a little bit of Buddhist philosophy thrown in. What if that was a thing? And I can't do anything else until I get this idea out of my head, and so I make a video like this, because I can't think of anything else or do any other work or do anything at all until I get it out there and I make it a physical thing. If you're new here, you might be wondering just what the hell you watched. And if you've been here for the past decade, you're not really that surprised, and you've definitely seen me do way stranger stuff. We'll be back to regular content come this Wednesday, don't worry. And if you like this video, leave a like on it. And if you want me to do another one focused on like a different motorcycle brand or a different style of riding, just let me know down in the comments. I might do it, I don't know. I can't really make any promises because I make these videos for me. So like, if I see something that really strikes me, I'll want to do it. And if not, I won't. Funny how that works, man. Sometimes people come on a YouTube videos and they're like, why aren't you making this type of video? Or why did you make this weird video about video games and Dungeons and Dragons that I don't understand? I'm like, yo, dude, it's YouTube with the emphasis on you. But this case, the you is me. So this is my channel and I'll make what kind of videos I want. I've always made them for myself. So it's always struck me as a weird question. I'm not network TV, guys. I'm just a guy messing around with a video camera. I'm not even that good at it. Video, as always, is sponsored by me. So there's a link to Brapstar down below if you'd like to grab some shirts down there. We've got some stuff restocked in the store that's going out. Very, very, very limited quantities left right now. And if you don't mind and you did enjoy this, I'd appreciate it if you subscribe too. And I'll leave you with this. Without struggle, we, or at least I, would be lost. And I think that Sisyphus actually pulled one last trick on the devil with that whole boulder deal. Go ahead, introduce a little adversity to your life. You might be surprised at how much you like it. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade Tree? Army. Shade Tree. Give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high.
Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.